there. If you want to take your video editing to the next level, today's tutorial is for you. We're diving into CapCut, a super easy and powerful editing tool, and I'm going to show you how to animate text and add some fun pop-up effects to your videos, just like this. If that sounds good to you, stick around. So this is the intro to this video right now that I'm creating this tutorial, and I want to add pop-up text to the intro where I talk about adding pop-up text in this video. So this is the intro right here that you just watched, and then here is where it's talking about the pop-up text. Add some fun pop-up effects to your videos, just like this. Okay, so I say just like this. So I'm going to add in some pop-up here where I'm pointing. I'm going to go to stickers and I'm going to find something like, maybe we could use this boom one. That's kind of fun. So I'm just going to drag it on to where my cursor is right now. So I drag it down into here and then I'm going to scale it. So I select it, it's selected, and then I can scale it by grabbing these edges or going up to scale here. You want to make sure you're in sticker. If you're in animation, you won't see that option. But if you're in the sticker, you can just drag it. And I want to put it where my finger is going to hit. And I want to time it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch out my timeline a little bit more so I can see a little bit more detail. So I'm going to stretch this out a little bit. And I see that I point, boom, right there, like point here. So I want it to pop right now. I think that's actually this is a good spot for it to pop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into animation now because I want to animate this. I scaled it in the sticker. So I transformed it in the actual sticker. Then I go to the animation tab and I'm going to have it bounce in at that point and perhaps bounce out right away. But then I'm going to go to this is the in animation, how it comes in. Go to the out tab under animation, how I want it to leave. So I want it to bounce out. I want it to happen much faster. So I'm going to shorten this time frame, grabbing this edge here and just dragging it in. And right here, you can see how quick the animation happens. So if I want it to pop in even faster, I would go up here to the duration. It's 0.3 seconds to come in and 0.3 seconds to go out. So I could actually make this a little bit shorter for it to come in 0.2 seconds, and then I can make it go out in 0.2 seconds. So it could be a little bit quicker. And then I'm going to drag this together so it's a little bit closer together. So here we look, if we watch it. So yeah, so boom, it's gone, perfect. And then what I can do is, if I wanted to use boom again, I could just select this, do Control C for copy, Control V to paste it over here when I'm pointing right at that when I point at it. So I'm going to put it here now, Control V. It's going to place it in the same spot as the other one. So it's making a copy of it. So with this one selected, then I just need to drag it over to here to do the boom over here and scale it down however I want. And if I feel like I want it to happen a little faster, because I think it should happen a little faster, I can actually bring this up so that it starts to happen when this one is disappearing. So now I have, and I wanted to add another boom in here. So boom, boom. Then I need another boom right here. So I put my cursor where I want the boom to pop out. And I just simply, since I already copied it before, I can just hit Control V again. Here we go. And then it's putting it, since it's the original one, it puts it back in the original spot. But my finger's a little higher this time. So I'm actually going to make sure this is selected. And I'm going to push this up a little higher. So now we have boom, boom, boom. But I think we should have sound effects to go with it. So I'm going to go to audio up here in the left-hand side of my screen. And I'm going to search sound effects like maybe boom or pop or something like that. So I'm going to do pop. It's a popping sound, like pop, pop, pop. So I know, like I have this one starred. It's one of my favorites. I use it all the time. So this is the one that I want to make the noise that it's going to pop, pop, pop when it comes in. And so if you want to star something to save it, it'll save to your favorites up here. So, which is really handy. So I don't have to go searching through all of these to try to find the pop sound again that I like. So once you find something you like, you might want to star it. And so then I can go up to my yours section, go to my favorites. And if I go to sound effects, I will see that favorite sound. So I'm going to add this pop sound. I'm going to drag it down and I'm going to have it go right on the edge of that. and it's quite loud. So I'm going to reduce the sound a little bit. I'm going to make it a little bit less loud. And then I'm going to just simply Control C this when it's highlighted. And then I'm going to go to the edge of this and hit Control V, go to the edge of this, hit Control V, because now I've lowered the sound. And so I want the sound to be the same in all. If I like drag this down into the scene, then it's going to go back up to that louder sound. And I want them all to have the same sound. Now, that's the first thing. I'm going to listen real fast at the beginning to see where I can start to add in some more animated text. I'm going to add in a slide over top of me that says next level or something like that. So I'm going to go first up to stickers, and I'm going to block the screen. So I'm going to find maybe, I like to use bright ones in the intro. So I think I'm going to pick yellow square. I think this is a good color. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this down, and I'm actually going to favorite this because I do use this often in my intros of my videos. And see, right now I want to scale this up, but I can't grab the corner points. So I need to go, notice it's an animation. It's left over from when we were working before in the animation with the boom pop-ups. I need to change this to stickers to make sure I am in the area where I can transform this. So I can transform the scale now. So I'm just going to drag this up so it covers the entire scene. So now I have that, and I'm going to put text on top of it that says to the next level. I'm going to go to text. I'm just going to drag in the default text. You can look for different text that you want. So you could go to text effects and you could go to text templates. So I could add in something like that if I wanted to, but I'm just going to go to add normal text. So I'm going to add my text in just by dragging it from here to here. I'm going to change, I always use Babus New. So I'm going to change real fast in the text tab, the Babus New. So now I have my font that I like. I'm going to scroll down because I want it to pop off the page a little bit. So I'm going to add, you could add a stroke, but I'm going to add a shadow because I think it looks a little bit more professional. And then I'm going to reduce the distance that is away from it because I think it looks better when it's not so far away, and reduce the blurriness. And I'm going to change the color. I want it to be more gray than black. I don't want it so stark. And then I'm going to scale it up. And I'm going to say up here in the text box, you can say, take it to the next level. Okay, so this is where I start to say to the next level, and then to today's tutorial. So I'm going to chop this off at today's tutorial, and I'm going to select both by holding Control. I'm going to make sure the cursor is where I want to cut it, and I'm going to hit W on my keyboard to cut everything from the right. If you hover over this, you can see delete right is W shortcut. You could also just go up here and select this, but I'm going to hit W with my cursor in the spot where I want to cut it. So now it's going to end, and then it's going to say, this tutorial is for you. So take it to the next level. Now I want to animate this text in. So I love the pop in, pop out, pop up, pop down type stuff. So I'm going to go over to animation with the text selected, and I'm going to determine how to bring that in. You can use the typewriter, which I should show you how to use actually, because a lot of people like that. So let's go to typewriter first. And if you want it to type in like that, take it to the next level. And you want to make sure, if you look at, you're saying it, I'm saying it from here, take it to the next level, all of this. But then if you look up here, this is showing how long it takes to type that out. But I want it to take the whole time while I'm saying it. So we can go up to the animation and extend it a little bit longer. So if we go up to animation up here, we can make sure we're in animation in, and we extend that all the way to the end. And now it's saying, take it to the next level, and it's with the words as I say it. So you can shorten and lengthen that length of that. And I recommend making it as long as this is, as long, like I could make this shorter, like I could make it the actual word length from here to here. That's perfect. And it's ending on that. So then I know that that's where it ends. But if you want the text to remain, you can then extend it, and that will stay back there. So that's, I think, useful, so that you have it with the length of the words that you're saying, if that makes sense. And you can then also think about how you want this to leave. But I'm going to talk about how I want this to leave, because whenever this just leaves by itself, if this is doing something animated, then you won't really notice how the yellow box leaves, but you can animate this as well. So I'm going to actually animate this out at the end. So I'm going to go select it. I'm going to go up to animation because we want to animate it, and we want to go to the out tab, not the in tab. We already did the in. How it's coming in is take it to the next level using the type writer cursor. How we go out now is I'm just going to have it pop down. I really love the pop down, but you can use any of these. I can show you something else because I am obsessed with the pop down. Try blow up. So it could blow up at the end, but I don't like that, to be honest. Let's say you didn't like something, you decided, I'm going to just delete that. So it's no longer, I'm taking that off. I'm going to go to the stuff I know works and that I like. I'm going to do pop down. Make sure that this is selected. Pop down. So here I'm saying, I'm going to show you how to animate text right at this point. And my hand is kind of like throwing something at me. So I think I want to throw text here. So I'm going to go grab a text, plop it in here, and I'm going to have it land where my hand is like throw. So I'm going to have it like throw to here maybe. And then I'm going to change it to a different style. I'm going to search for like explosive. See if there's anything explosive. Terror, lightning. Yeah, I like this. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna have it come out of my hand like I'm like throwing it. So this is the end point and the size that I want it to be. So I'm gonna go to this where it ends here, probably here. And what I'm gonna do is to set this position and scale. So in the text, I'm gonna set the position and scale of it for transform. So scale is going to be this size and the position is this location, right? Now I'm going to then go back to the beginning where it's going to be coming out of my hand, and I'm going to move it and I'm going to make it really small like this, as if it's popping out of my hand, and maybe even rotating it slightly. I might need to adjust the rotation on the other one. So now it's going to come out of my hand by applying keyframes. So I've keyframed what I want to happen, and then I'm going to have it actually disappear. So I'm going to, at this point, I'm going to crop it by hitting Control B. So I'm cutting it. I'm just going to delete this part. I could do W. And then I'm going to go to animation with it selected, and I'm going to do out, and I'm going to have it bounce out would be good. So but I need it to stay a little bit before it bounces out. So let's go to the animation out, and let's shorten how long it takes to bounce out. 1 second. Yeah, so we want it to say something like, I'm going to say fun text. And then I'm going to change the color to maybe gold. And I also think I would like to scale it up just slightly. Boop. And I don't like the spacing between, it's too far in my opinion. So I want to reduce that. Here we go, character. So I want to reduce, okay, doesn't really, maybe I just delete fun text. No, it's too big. I don't like that spacing. So I might not use this text actually in the end, because I would like to control how big this gap is, and it's too big for me right now. So I'm going to go up and grab a different text. I like that. Maybe that's better. Okay. Now I've done this one, but I want to have some sort of swoosh. So I'm going to go up to my favorites, find my, sorry, I need to go into audio first. Find my favorites, pop. I'm going to do the swoosh sound on this one. So this one's going to have a swoosh sound. Yeah, so it's much nicer with the sound effect. And then I'm going to make it a little bit quieter. Okay, so now we need to add in fun pop-up effects. So here we got one that comes up here. So something needs to pop up right now at this point. I'm going to make a marker with an M on my keyboard, so it makes this little mark. Then another one is here. Make an M. Another one is here, M. Okay, so now I know I need 3 pop-ups right there. Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in here and say that if you want a particular video made on CapCut that you don't know how to do, or that you're struggling to figure out how to do it, let me know. I can easily make CapCut tutorials for you, no problem at all. Just let me know in the comments below what you would like to see, and I will make it for you. Okay, let's get back to the video. So I'm going to choose different pop-ups this time. So I'm going to go back to stickers, and I'm going to close that. I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to say, good, emoticons. So this one could be good. Go pop up here. So I'm gonna put it with the first marker, put it here. And I'm gonna move my cursor so I'm in this position. So the first one is here. So I'm gonna do that, coming out. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have it pop in, or bounce in. So I'm gonna do bounce in. and then I'm going to bounce it out. So here we go. Okay, so it needs to be a little bit sooner. And I think what I want to do with the animation is I want the in to be a little bit quicker. Yeah, okay. And then I want it to go out pretty much right away. So I'm going to hit W to get rid of everything from the right on this particular element. It would be nicer if it was gone before my hand goes all, like right where my hand is now. I think it should be gone. So I'm going to actually try to move it in a little bit so it's gone before then. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. And then we just do the same thing everywhere else. Okay, so that is how you add in text, animated text, or animated anything moving around. It's basically you bring in whatever you want to bring in, text or stickers or whatever, and then you go into the animation tab once you have that, and you decide what kind of animation you want to add onto it. And there's a ton of different animations in here. Just remember that there's an in animation and an out animation. And also you can animate things yourself by going into the transformation tab and just doing keyframes by keyframing. When you want a keyframe, just think to remember, you need to put a keyframe for how your text is at the moment or how your object is at the moment, and then move your cursor a little bit further and then set a keyframe for how you want to modify it. If you don't set where it currently is located and then you just set a keyframe, it will do the change without transforming it. So I can show you what I mean. Let's say if I bring in this heart, and let's say I want to animate this to go from here to across the screen. And so I'm like, oh, I want it to end at this point on this other side of the screen. So what I do is I move it over here and I set a keyframe. This is where I want it to be, right? But I didn't set the initial keyframe. So there is no keyframe for it to move from because I didn't set anything in the beginning. So it just stays there the whole time. So I need to go back to the beginning here and set the initial keyframe. So I just go and I simply drag this and put it here. And so now it's set that keyframe. So now when I hit play with spacebar, or you can hit play up here, but if I hit play with spacebar, it'll slide across the screen. If I want that slide to happen faster, again, you just make these closer together. So now if we hit play, it's much faster. If we spread it out, it takes much longer to go across the screen. Okay, so I'll stop here. And that's it. Now you know how to animate text and add fun pop-up effects in CapCut to make your videos stand out even more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.